Almost. You almost got it. Yeah? Do that second half of it, that second part of it. Yeah? Abo. Eso, ese es el remate, ¿verdad? Sí, sí, ¿verdad? No. It starts a bow. Eso. Try one more time from the beginning, the whole phrase. You almost got it. So the first part. The first part, play the first part. No, the whole phrase. I want you guys to dig in. I want you to accent, because they're going. I want you guys to do the same thing. So make sure that que se oye el jalón. Que se oiga exagerado. Exaggerate it more. You're going to notice that todavía más alegre se va a oír, ¿eh? A ver, todos. Eso. Así se oye más. Nomás es cuestión de sentirse más confiados. Pero it gives you an opportunity to dig in sometimes, like el remate. We do like a very natural kind of a push there. Do that part. Do that part. Just that one. It feels very natural for you to end down, you know. So they're just little changes, you know. But se oye bien. Y ahora con las trompetas, vamos a escuchar. Todos juntos. Exagérenlo, the accent. Good. Nomás, that last part, let me hear the trumpets play. That last part, please. Now go ahead and play that just with the vihuela alone, the two trumpets and the vihuela alone. Well? See, that's very close with the articulation that you're doing. As long as you don't feel that you're fighting against him, you know. What notes do you have going? I don't know. What is it? Play it for me. Huh? What? I don't know. Sí, con él. Yeah, see. Yeah, that's a sort of a tough one you're going to. You know. Está difícil darlo con la articulación. But the more you practice it, the cleaner it'll get, no? So I'm sort of feeding off of him and he's feeding off of me how I'm playing it, no? I'm sort of, órale, toca el acento conmigo, you know? So we could lock in, right? The same thing, you know, con ustedes. Play that part. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Eso. Ba 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 ba. So make sure that grace note is there. I'm going to anticipate the note, but you're going to play with the grace note. I'm going to anticipate it, but you play the grace note. Dale? ¿Ya? ¿Ya? A ver, ya todos, por favor. Taran, taran, taran. Eso, no más cuestión ya nomás que se pongan de acuerdo allí, pero sí va a sonar más sólido, más sólido. Yeah. Let's hear the whole. I think that's the only instrumental part that you guys have in the middle, right? Yeah. Ya no hay otro movimiento allí, ¿verdad? Let me hear from the top now, por favor. the last coro that you guys where you're singing. Can I hear that part, please? Please. Por favor. Para ver algo de la armonía, ¿sí? I think there's something there that como que pide like another boost, so we gotta change a little el mánico poquito. Ahorita te digo dónde.
¿Quieren empezar del verso de nosotros o dónde va el coro?
Si quieren del verso, no hay problema. ¿Bien? Ahí donde dicen los de jardín, cánenle así, because acomodando la armonía del mariachi, like putting it together, it's almost like a drummer, right, in a song, and he's working it out to see where the fills are going in the right place, what kind of fill it's going to be. Lo mismo pasa con la armonía. It's not written in stone, even though you do have an arrangement and there's an idea. Every group has their personality, right? So that's going to depend on your directors. Okay, which way do you want to go? Maybe I want to give it, I don't want to play like the other guy that has the same arrangement. I'm going to tweak it for my group, to put the stamp of my group, right? Like for instance, we would play something was popular in radio. We never played it like the same like the way Vicente recorded it. We've always played it either Los Galleros, we played it our own, like Los Galleros, or Sol plays it like Sol. We tweak it, so it could belong to our way of playing it, right? Pero ta la 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 la, play that part. Ta la 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 la. Mira, ahí, otra vez. Ta la 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 la. Mira, bum 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 bum. I'm singing the notes, see? Bum 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 bum. La la sol fa mi sol. I think it's G natural, no? Eso. That's gonna be, and you're gonna play boom 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. Eh? Try like that. So the first la 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 la. Bum 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 bum. Okay. Okay, you know where it's going to come in, right? A ver, sing it one more time. Un, dos, there we go. Pam, 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 pam. Okay. Otra vez. So you're doing one fall with the scale before. Don't do it. So when you do it on this one, it'll say something instead of being two. Then it's like, okay, it's old news, right? So just play as your standard song. Ta la 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 tan 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 pam 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 pam. You understand what I mean? Porque pide, but don't do that scale before it. Okay? Otra vez. La 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 la. Pam 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 pam. Eso, nice. Now we're going to it. So then it's like, como que dan ganas de darle la cachetada a la vihuela, ¿no? Otra vez. Eso. So you're gonna rest. Bum, 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 bum. Okay? La 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 la. You almost got it. You were just one late, okay? One more time.
bonito hipnotizar
A ver,
con sus ferias tan famosas. En este pueblito mío con sus mujeres hermosas. Con su bonito jardín, también su linda parroquia. Donde se van a besar las mujeres más preciosas. Donde se van a besar.
So now you have these two options and play around with it. See what feels better to you. You know, a la hora de la energía, like we change it up a lot. It depends what gives us more energy when we play it, right? Pero ahorita, digo, se oye bonito así también, ¿verdad? Pero escúchenla de las dos maneras y uno dice, ¿sabes qué? Let's do it like that. Like it gives it that little extra punch.
Maybe change it up.
Sí, claro.
He's good at feeling that, often like feeling the music, he's good at that también.
Sí. Yeah. Let me hear that. From there, de ahí en adelante, sí, por favor. Good. Pues ya viniendo con la energía, se oye bonito ese corte. You know, it just, for some reason, it stands out. And yo lo siento bonito allí. Porque todo es corrido, everything you do is corrido. Y cuando llega ahí, pam, 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 pam. You know, so it says something, you know, so. Muy bien. A ver, ¿qué otro número tiene? ¿Cómo está, chavalón?
Nada más nos quedaron como unos 6 del año pasado. So
Sí. No, y va muy bien, ¿eh? No, muy bien. Sí, me dijo, no.
Por si acaso.
No.
¿Qué les pasó?
No, está muy bien, Yeah.
On the accelerator.
El de primer violín está medio, sí.
Sí.
A ver.
De este momento una historia que contar. Te borrarás y aunque no fuera cada intento, cuando pase mucho tiempo yo seré una sombra más. Te borrarás y aunque no fuera cada intento, cuando pase mucho tiempo yo seré una sombra más. Me borrarás.
Muy bien, muy buen número. Yo pienso que ese está bien como está allí. You know, pienso los matices están bien. The trumpet solos, digo, eso ya depende de ustedes, ¿verdad? You know, you guys want to work on that? Let's do the trumpet solos. Let's see what. Sí, ahorita lo trabajamos en eso. Pero yo siento los adornos bien tocados, bien cantada la canción. Armonía, bien. Súper. Nomás vamos a ver la parte de las trompetas. You want to take it from a little bit before the trumpet solo in the middle?
Una historia.
So let me play the first solo. So, but without the embellishment, what is the melody? Da, 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 da. Is that what it is? Okay, yeah. Because I think that you're doing one extra there, so it changes. Huh? That part. So where are you doing the embellishment? On the other. Play it. Yeah. Da 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 da. No. So you would do. Well, I don't think you need it, to be honest with you. Yeah. Yeah. Concentrate more in playing that A really pretty, no? Going from the A to the D. So concentrate on making it sing, you know. Porque no necesitas, mira. Para mí que le quita, ¿no? No. Now I played it right now, but really fast. And it's still, you could still hear the melody, right? It doesn't get in the way. You could do it if you want to do it, but do it that fast. Huh? See? That's more the correct way of doing it. Because the way you were doing it, it was messing with the rhythmic part of the melody, right? So. Yeah. Play with con la armonía, tócala. Ya es vals allí, ¿no? Se me hace, ¿no? You almost got it. You almost got it. Do it with the rhythm, huh? Yeah, that's better. It's like if you're dancing with them, huh? Good. You just got to flow, you know? Just flow, flow. Y luego lo que sigue, lo tuyo. Yeah, I need to know. Like I can't make out where one is, right? So da 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 da. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me hear it with the rhythm. Yeah. No, la parte tuya. Da 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 da. You're doing a triplet. Da 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 da. So there's a triplet there. Huh?
Yeah.
Play it one more time. So don't fall so fast with the skill. So you wait a little bit, you know, because right away, no. Even if you're late, if you back phrase it, it sounds pretty, you know. When you're messing with the dynamic and it sounds pretty. Play it one more time with the rhythm. The G sharp, hold it a little more. Hold it a little bit more. That was a little bit. One more time. Yeah. Can you do vibrato on the G sharp? Yeah. So you got to practice that chromatic silver. Let's play from the first solo. Yeah. The G sharp is sort of tough, you know, to get it, but it's really good for you to be able to control it. Porque a veces sí pide, ¿verdad? See, I'm playing it with them. So, you know, I even held it back even more, but it's when it comes from here, that's really all that matters, right? As long as you're not messing up and getting in anybody else's way. You know, no sé lo que sigue allí con las trompetas, ¿eh? ¿Se empalma poquito o no? You think so? Let me hear with everybody playing that part, the trumpet solo, con todos, ¿sí? Okay? Let's try that one more time. So you finish your solo, and they're coming in unison, right? Yes. So you finish your solo. Don't cut the note off. Just finish it. It's the same note anyways, right? Because when you cut it off to join them, it sounds strange, just finish it, yeah? And it'll sound good. Pero ahí está mejor, ahí ya tú solo. You guys will get the confidence to do it, and you're gonna, okay, now I know. Because esos solos, ahí suena a mariachi, puede ser, suena ranchero, no se oye acá muy moderno, ¿verdad? Pero esas cosas... There's so many ways of really playing it, but the idea is to just do it the first time and really control it. And once you have it controlled, then you can mess around and say, hey, teach, how does this sound? Maybe you say, hey, you know what, that sounds pretty good, Pero que tengan la última palabra acá, ¿verdad? Porque tienen más experiencia ellos, ¿no? Pero el número está bonito, muy bonito. Go ahead and play it again. Está todo de arriba. El final lo hacen down up. Try down, two down at the end. Más fuerte, ¿sí? Let that, yeah, try it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not too fast, but it's right on that tempo where you could, it's no big deal, pero si se pam, pam, yeah, pam, pam, it sort of gives it like a little lighter, less hit, yeah. A ver, ¿qué otro tienen, Alex? ¿Vas a cantar una? La chancla, la chancla.
La Virgen.
A ver. No, estoy bien, estoy bien. Okay, luego. Thank you, thank you. bien. Este es muy buen número. ¿You're solo, hijo, nomás? ¿Son los dos nomás que están tocando? Yeah, I think that it would be good. I know you come in right after, right? But I think it would be good for you just to do rum, just to hear the chord, because you need that, because he's doing lead and he's doing bass, and we need a little thing for it to sound a little bit more complete, I think, right? Can we hear the mariachi play going into that? Por favor. Let's see if it works. Sí. Do that one more time. And I'll tell you it's primero. Run. And then from. Okay? Well, one more time. Continue. Que me gustan las hijas de usted. Que me gustan las hijas de usted. O sea, continue. Que me gustan. Eso, exactamente. One more time. Okay? Understand? Eso. One more time. Yeah, stay in the one chord. Huh? Segunda tona. Okay. So it's just the one chord and the five chord. The one chord and the five. Eh? One more time. But it's soft, eh? Rum. Otra vez. ¿Va? So you're doing a syncopation there, so make sure you finish on one like her. ¿Eh? Y luego ya tócala ya como lo estás tocando, ¿sí? Otra vez. ¿Va? Por favor. No. Tan, pam. And then let him come in alone, and then you come in. Because then the bass comes in. It says a lot more, you know. Breaking up that little thing really, it sounds a little bit more interesting. Just try it, no? And record it, and then you have options, no? One more time. Mira. Pam. Que me gustan las llegas de tan. Re. Eso. And then let el requinto entrar y luego ya te emparejas con él. ¿Va? So, you know when he finishes, ahí es donde entras. Because it's right away, boom, la atención va con él. And nobody's playing with him. Y boom, la atención va con él. Y luego ya entras tú and it builds, and the guitar comes in. Y se oye bien bonito así, ¿eh? One more time. Va. Okay? otra vez. But now we're figuring it out, right? It might be there where I told you, or we might even wait because se oye bonito solo. ¿Ya? A ver, toca tú solo, ¿cómo entra? Someone, one more time, play it. One more time. Eso, that scale right there. Pam, 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 pam. Ahí pide, ¿eh? Do one more time. Pam, 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 pam. Eso, okay? Y ahí entra la guitarra también, ¿verdad? Okay, let's hear right before that with con lo coro, right? Eso. Y los golpes, los golpes son, they're optional. Si te suenan bien, bien. Si no, ¿verdad? Porque sí, it goes bare down to just vihuela, and it sounds that going from one end to the other sounds really good. It's more impressive. Para mí se me hace más impresionante así. Let's go ahead and do the complete verse before that. Yeah, so we go get a. So there, mija, se me hace que salen sobrando los redobles, ¿eh? Because he's fast and then you're doing that, como que le quita. Se oye más borroso. And I think where he does a scale, da golpes. Donde entra el guitarrón, entra con golpes. I think it's a 5-chord too. That. Try where your solo comes in, please. Ahí. No. Where he comes in, just A7.
How would I come in with Mike?
Sí, ¿dónde entra el guitarrón, mija? ¿Dónde entra el guitarrón? Y luego acomoda el manico nomás. Dale. ¿Sí? Eso. So just that Good. Eso. But that's where it is, and it sounds even better like that, yeah? Yeah, eso. Ahí mero. Sí, se siente bien allí. Por lo menos tienen esta opción y luego de la otra manera que lo están tocando, just listen A and B it, whatever feels good, a la hora de tocar, por, these little breaks, como que a la armonía nos ayuda even to get into it a little bit more, those kind of little breaks. It's not all about just, voy a cambiar el manico y and sometimes the breaks really help a lot. Pero ese número es muy, muy bueno. Había otra cosa se me hace que de la trompeta, ¿no? No es la trompeta. Let me hear the intro, your intro. I know that it's a violin thing, but where you guys come in. Yeah, there's a thing where you guys come in. I think it's when you guys are playing. The four of you are playing actually. Let me hear the four of you play that part that you guys do. See, yeah, the soli part that they do. Sí, gusta. Sí.
Yes. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1.
Está bien la partecita, pero la tocan muy como es jarocho, pero en la trompeta, que se me hace raro, pero no se oye mal. Let me hear one more time.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1.
Yeah, it was that part where you do a duet. Let me hear that part.
Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Okay, they're short, the notes, right?
Yeah.
Short? Is it?
The last one was supposed to go.
It's a little. Let me hear that one more time.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Ok, sí, nomás liso, nomás hay que tocarlo bonito, aunque no vibren, pero... Pero le dan su dinámica, ¿no? The dynamics, sometimes, you know, even though you're playing straight, but if you mess with the dynamics, it even sounds more interesting, ¿no? ¿Ya? Muy bien, muy buen número, muy buen número. Sí. Sí, pues si gustan, to see what it feels like going... con los cambiecitos ahí. ¿Sí? Good job. Muy bien. Muy bien, Alex.
Cansado.
Sí.
We had a rough last 4 or 5 weeks non-stop.
Sí,
You know, Texas Mono competition.
sí, I heard it. They did the UIL or something like that?
See, we had the Thomas State Championship
Uh-huh.
2 weeks ago. Before that, the TMEA,
Uh-huh.
regional UIL before that,
Mhm.
and then UIL State Festival was last weekend. Festiva,
Wow.
a couple more weeks and they get spring break off.
We'll get that alive.
And then we can start focusing
Spring break, we're going to practice 3 days. Okay, for spring break.
Yeah, sometimes we do, right? Sometimes there's contests right after that.
Sí.
Este año nada, so.
No, pues muy bien, los felicito. No, I mean, it's very noticeable, when you guys put in the time to want to play well, and you guys, I mean, I think in the whole country, or in this case, I think in the whole world, because son muy contados los grupos. En Texas tienen los mejores grupos, de preparatoria, but son muy contados, yo pienso unos 3 grupos que son así, the elite of the elite, and you guys are one of them, so yeah, you guys should feel very, very proud, porque mucha gente se da cuenta, no piensan que no, sí se dan cuenta. So you guys, almost like, it becomes like a symbol, when they say, ¿sabes qué? Los de allá, y la gente ya sabe,
Yeah. The thing about our group here is a little bit different from some of those groups like in Roma and like in
Sí.
like Rio Grande, is that they're part of, they're also, it's got its good things and its bad things. We don't get them as much as they do, to rehearse them as much, but because they're also involved with band and orchestra and choir and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
They're all these UILs that they did with us and all these competitions, they've done all these UILs with orchestra, band, and choir, and
Sí.
so they're working 3-4 times as hard as
They're
the
involved,
average-
you're involved
the
in
average kid.
other stuff, yeah.
So
Sí.
what do you think about that in the long run? You think
Well,
it's,
then yeah, I mean, being exposed to all that music is really good. Yeah, it's really, really good, because the more versatile you are in the real world, that's what they ask for. Ya no. I mean, it's very rare that they'll call somebody like a specialized kind of thing. Hey, I need a Cajun violin guy, that plays in that style. Like for me, it's really hard to get somebody to record with a harmonica. I need a harmonica. No, and I need a chromatic harmonica, there are very few guys. O bandoneón, que lean música. Yeah, Stevie Wonder. No. But yeah, he's
Sí, so-
very few. There's maybe 1 or 2 in all of LA, Pero lo que están haciendo ustedes es bonito. Es bonito,
So it's just with these kids, trying to find that balance between also, because they're so busy with so many other things, and then some of them are in theater and other stuff, and then they don't show up. It's just finding an overall balance to also, among
Sí.
everything they're doing with everything, to do,
Sí.
the standards and repertorio. And so it's
Sí, claro.
we get them for a few years and we work them a certain way, and then we start again, and hey.
Y otra vez.
we
Sí,
still
sí.
haven't done, so,
Yeah.
We don't have the middle school program.
Yeah.
middle school time.
sí,
Yeah.
we're working on that, pero híjole, son-
Pero de todos modos, digo, es un grupo que es un programa que es consistente, ¿me entiendes? No, nunca se oye que están tambaleando. Now only you guys know how many hours you put into it, right?
I
You
will
know?
tell you one thing. They started sounding somewhat decent
Sí.
maybe in January. Around January? Maybe middle of January? Maybe
Yeah.
even sooner. It's, believe it or not, these pieces, these contest pieces, el primer son sí lo empezaron a principios de enero, beginning of January. So we had it for about 6 weeks. Well, going on almost 2 months. Bueno, y este otro número y el segundo y el tercero about 3 weeks ago. So,
Yeah.
so it's a work in progress todavía, and
Yeah.
we just didn't know what we were going to have. No? Se nos fueron todos, y poco a poquito empezaron a caer más. Some of these kids joined us in the middle of December, and they're not even in the class, so it works a little
It's
differently
good.
here, but
No,
we
pero,
try to fast track it. So
pero están bien, porque ya tienen repertorio, nomás es just a matter of adapting again to the new kids, pero muy bien, super.
does anybody have any questions for Mr. Hernandez? I know you're man, there's a couple of kids that wanted to pick your brain with it, especially these trumpet players. That gentleman over there, El Altito, he's been with us for a couple of years, but they wouldn't let him play much the last years, but now he's playing more. Now we have these 3 young men that came in, freshmen.
Good.
So they're still learning. It's a work in progress. But you guys have any questions for Mr. Hernandez?
Yeah. Well,
What's a good way to learn
Hijo, mijo, is listening to those recordings, to the old recordings. Las de Miguel Martinez, I mean, I think he's the one who's recorded a lot of the sones during a time when Vargas, fíjate, I think they played more tastefully. And Jesus Rodriguez de Ijar, who was their director, told me, he goes, I wonder why we played like with more taste. Why did we play with more taste in the 50s? I go, because none of you read music. Oye, sí, ¿verdad? Digo, yeah, once you started reading music, the style wasn't as pure. In other words, everything was by ear, so they got everything, I mean, to the last detail cuando tocaron. So you hear el maracumbé, you hear las olas, los arrieros, you hear those things with Miguel playing the stuff, el tirador. So se oye muy bonito y muy sabroso, ¿no? El mariachi. And right now it's really, really, giving you guys music is very, very important for you guys to know where the notes are. But you have to go back and really find that balance, where you guys are going to make the trumpet sing in a certain way, because, the first trumpet dominates. You could have 3 very mediocre violins, yeah, and a good trumpet player, and it's going to sound great. You could have 3 great violinists and a very mediocre trumpet player, and the group is not going to sound good because the trumpet dominates the sound of the group. So the nicer sound you have, the nicer vibrato you have, the better choices of articulations that you have, todo eso tiene mucho, mucho que ver. I mean, I used to enjoy hearing my brother Chencho playing with 4 or 5 guys, because those 4 or 5 guys, they all played really good, and they interpreted really good. So it was just, God, but it was like eating the best dinner that you could have, It's like, this is awesome, As opposed to hearing 4 or 5 guys that, they sort of play okay, but no me está alimentando nada. Pero cuando, I remember we were at the Universal Studios, we were doing one of the first festivals, it was in 1988, and Chencho called Pato, vente, compadre. El Biurquis de violín, y el Pato, el Biurquis de violín, y Nati de Santiago de guitarrón, and Chencho de trompeta. And they started playing El Becerro, and I was walking with Rubén, don Rubén Fuentes, y me dice, oye, Pepe, oye, de eso, en 50 años ya no vas a poder oír algo que suene así. I mean, it's just 4 guys, but man, it was just so flavorful, the way they were playing. But to have that, you have to have control. That's why it's very important for you to get better at your craft, right? So if your trumpet teacher tells you, hey, study your arpeggios, study your, study your scales. You got to have the dexterity, and know where you're going, where you're playing. Todos vienen, and then la vibración, because that could, it could make you a great trumpet player or a very mediocre trumpet player if you don't have a nice vibrato. It's got to be nice and centered, and it's like if you're singing, como si estás cantando, and you're hearing a singer with a beautiful vibrato or a singer with a not so beautiful vibrato. Estamos cantando las trompetas, pero los números que están tocando están muy, muy apropiados para ustedes, Your vocals are nice, los colores de las voces están muy bien, la armonía está muy bien. Just remember, because when things get busy over here in the melody, you guys could be a little bit busy, but not all the time. You got to sort of find that contrast, Now, si son 4, 5, 6 que están tocando un estilo michoacano y donde it's very free, pues sí. Pero un grupo donde está pasando muchas cosas, hay que tener mucho cuidado. Because if you know rhythmic counterpoint, then you could get away with a lot of stuff because nothing's going to clash. You understand what I mean? And that's one of the beautiful things about Vargas in the 60s. That rhythm section was good, but all of them used to go study counterpoint and harmony, right? So you had Nati Santiago, you had Rigoberto Alfaro, you had El Pato. Not even so much El Pato, it was Rigoberto Alfaro, Nati, Jesus Rodriguez, Pedro y Chencho, my brothers, they would go to the same teacher to go learn a little bit about arranging, about harmony, and counterpoint. So here they come out with Alma Llanera. So when they did that arrangement, there was no music written. They did it during our rehearsal. They came up with, Jesus came up with an idea, and Chencho came up. Everybody came out, and then Nati came up. He came up with the part. It was a collaboration between all of them. But all of them were speaking the same language. They all have the same knowledge of music, right? That's the beautiful part. You know, when you have a mariachi that does that right now, mariachis need an arranger to put things together. Y ahí les va. But when you get to a certain point where you trust your rhythm section and you trust your lead violin to come up with nice buoyants and stuff like that, está muy bonito. Y la trompeta también, ¿no? You know, because now, I mean, it's much harder to play a simple arrangement than to play something flashy. Because a simple arrangement is very transparent and you have to play it really, 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 really nice. You know, those melodías, where you're being drawn in. But you hear something de las trompetas and they're drawing you in because está sonando, ay, qué bonito suena. Igual que están cantando y hacen un matiz bonito, you're drawing me in as a listener. Órale, está muy bonito. You know, or the strings, you know, you're playing something, you're doing dynamics really nice, or you're doing the effects, everybody together, you're using the same amount of bow together. Todo eso es muy importante. And you guys have a very good foundation here in this school. Very good foundation. Felicidades, ¿eh? Muy, muy bien. Siempre me impresionan ustedes. Para sus maestros, un aplauso para ellos.
Watching you, Mr. Hernandez, when we were your age, you know.
Sorry, and I tell them all the time, sir, cuando íbamos con usted, con Chuy, que me hacían la armonía,
Sí.
I learned from them, that's how I told them. I will learn it from you guys, from them, back in the day, you were always there.
Sí, y se oye, es muy, es una escuela. Rigoberto me dice lo mismo. You know, when I hear soul, I hear like me, Pato, and Nati playing, but like en estos tiempos. You know, if we were young, we would be playing like what you guys play, but viene del mismo patrón de ellos, you know. It's that basic, you know, that un patrón que es like a foundation that they left, you know. So the more you study and you know about rhythmic counterpoint and stuff like that, you can mess with a lot of things. Y se oye bonito. Nomás it's just a matter of decision making, you know, and taste. And well, in this case, when you guys are competing, you know more or less what the judges are looking for. And hey, pueden poner campanas aquí y acá. Yes.
A veces nos dicen, violines, están usando mucho arco. You guys are using too much bow. I want to see less bow. And then you have some other, hey, you're not using enough bow. I want to see more bow.
Y luego tienes que decir, hay que cambiar de jueces mejor. Yeah.
It's funny because we listen to the comments and there's some judges that are very specific and they give you some really great comments. And sometimes unos que pues no te dicen.
Yeah.
They start saying something they forget.
They forget what they're going to say.
No.
Pero sí son diferentes escuelas en pues, the son, that one it's, we fully believe that bow, that tienes que usar barrer el arco y todo eso. And some of these kids that are coming in new, I think we have 3 that came, 5 of the 8 are brand new to it. So it's a work in progress. Some of them are getting the hang of it, some of them are still not quite there. But
It's a rustic sound. I mean, it's, you know, if you're going to play bluegrass, you better play it. Don't play it classical, play it bluegrass, you know. You got to play it con los golpes de arco que son. Y igual el mariachi es así, you know. Pero cuando tocan algo romántico que bonito, ¿verdad? Limpiecito, bonito.
Pues de hecho vamos a queríamos poner el número ese, the one you took for the TMEA All-Staters, Perfidia, that beautiful.
El Perfidia, sí.
We have a young lady, she's not here right now, she's starting off on guitar, she's really, really nice. Perfect voice for that one, so I think we'll start learning that after spring break.
Es algo sencillo.
Algo así.
Hace como 2 semanas hice un nuevo. The guys told me, why don't you write something new? Y como el rey de la Huasteca, no, qué flojera, ¿no? Pero sí hice algo huasteco, se llama Pajarito Cantador. Y es huasteco, está bonito, fíjate. We only practiced it once, you know. I go, no, we got to practice some other stuff for some shows, pero ese número va a estar bonito, you know. Casi, como te digo, no. For me to write, I mean, I got to be really motivated to do it now. No es como antes ya, you know. Pero sí, cuando veo que tienen ganas de, órale, ahí les va, you know. Pero sí, esto da gusto, ¿verdad? Porque I know how much work it takes, you know. First of all, to write something like that, to get it just right, to edit it, you know, where you guys say, okay, this is it, that's it, ahí queda, ¿ya? ¿Verdad? Pero muy bien.
Some of the competition or some of the contests, you have to present scores, and then you have to see every change, everything has to be.
Sí.
And I like the ones that you don't have to show a score, because you can make all that, you don't have to remember.
Sí. Yeah.
pero sí, it's it's been a fun ride. We're telling them we're really proud of the progress because we didn't
But you know,
have any hopes for this.
when you have a judge that sees a score and he's reading the score and you know he's hearing that it's being interpreted different than the score. Well, I'm sorry, you know, mariachi isn't, you know, it's not like the way it's written. It's interpreted different. If you don't have a judge that understands that, valió gorro allí, you know.
You know, it's evolved over the years because for the first few years at the beginning of all these contests, they would hold them to it's written a certain way to play like that. But it's just a guide, the vocal. How can you write? I'm sure you can.
Sí, no.
Cada cosa que
No, es que no.
ahí derechito and then you.
Yeah. See, when we play, for instance, I was trying to figure out when we play the trumpet, when I play the trumpet, I go, yeah, I never play the stuff straight. It's very rare, you know, unless some kind of effect or something. But when I'm playing, I'm almost thinking of saying the words when I'm playing. My spacing for my notes when I play a ranchera, it's like if I'm talking or if I'm singing. It's not like the way it's written, you know, because see, esta vida mejor que se acabe no es para mí. You know, that's the way I would play it. I wouldn't play pa pa da pa like straight. I would play it like if I'm singing it. So my spacing is like the way I would talk. So it's very, very important to keep that in mind when you're hearing something. Como que están fraseando, como es que pues, están hablando con el instrumento, güey, ¿me entiendes? Y casi todo es así. You know, and that's something that's beautiful about mariachi, you know, so always keep that in mind, you know. You know, so it's, you know, when you guys play, ustedes están tocando ya de todo bien. I mean, they're, you know, están muy cercas a lo que es, you know. And yet, you know, not if all the mariachis were to play the same, imagine how boring it would be. You know, it would be boring. Everybody would be playing the same, you know. But it's cool. We're doing 3 shows. Vargas, nosotros, y Los Camperos. We're doing 3 concerts in the next couple of months, you know. And it's strange, you know, because you got to send in el repertorio de cada uno. Sí. You know, pues yo les mando ahí lo que, you know, pues Vargas me mandó el repertorio de ellos, pues todas las canciones fuertes para ellos. Sí. You know, de José Alfredo, Vicente Fernández, everything, like, pues no nos dejaron ni una.
Y tú le dices, porque aquí cuando hicieron un show, cuando iba a hacer alguien, que algo de Jorge Negrete, no, nosotros vamos a hacer uno de Jorge Negrete, decía Pancho, pero son diferentes canciones. No le hace, es de Jorge Negrete, nada más Vargas va a hacer a Jorge Negrete.
Sí, ya están más.
Tuvieron que cambiar.
No, yo no tuve problema, fíjate, porque tocamos nosotros muchas cosas muy diferentes que ellos, ¿ya? You know, so I don't have, but I knew that, you know, I don't know, I haven't heard Los Camperos in a while, you know, so I don't know what Chuy puts with them, but they do a lot of, you know, a lot of the standard songs that are, you know, so I would assume that it, you know, somebody's going to be taking the songs out. You know, I sent mine in, so there's, yo le dije, aquí no tiene problema. No tiene problemas. Yeah. It's tricky, you know, but it's also nice, you know, porque tenemos tiempo que no tocamos juntos. I mean, it's been, maybe 12 years since we've done Vegas, or 15 years. It's been a while.
This one is in Vegas?
No, we're doing El Paso. That's where we're starting, April 29th in El Paso. I think it's the 29th. And then we're doing Fresno, California, and Yakima, Washington.
And it's all 3 groups for
the 3 groups. See, no. I agreed to 3 shows, you know, to see what it's, you know, if it's something that's good, you know, because we do a lot of those cities alone, you know. You know, why would I want to go, you know. It's better for us business-wise alone, you know, but it sounds like a fun project, you know, so we were like, será bueno, you know, and they're cool, you know, Carlitos es buena gente. Sí. Chencho, no, manejador, lo tengo toda la vida conociéndolo, you know.
Tocaba con los toritos, ¿verdad?
Sí, él hizo todo lo de Chayito Valdés, all those arrangements. Es que tú ya no me quieres. All those arrangements.
¿Cómo se llama esa? Se me olvidó el nombre.
Pues todas esas cosas de Chayito Valdés, él lo hacía cuando era joven.
Y de hecho dijo que él compuso el Outlense.
Sí, dice que a mí me dijo que era de él.
Sí.
Pues bueno.
Y que lo grabaron de repente Los Camperos y que él ni sabía que.
Yeah.
No, así que bien. va a hacer una clínica, you're doing a workshop about the trumpet interpretation tomorrow? Or
Tomorrow it's talking about,
Oh, not tomorrow, on Friday.
on Friday, yeah, it's talking about how we phrase, you know, and the options that we have, you know, and es bonito porque para mí se oye más auténtico, you know, but you, like you said, you have to have, you know, different choices to make when you're playing and have that taste to say, sabes que se oye bonito así, you know, yo,
Y lo mismo la frase de los cantantes, los vocalistas.
claro, sí.
We learned off of
Sí, las cantantes. You know, por ejemplo, aquí no hay mucha chance de frasear en esto del jarocho.
Sí.
You know, no hay mucha chance de. Maybe at the end te puedes quedar, you know, if it's un final, ¿verdad? De una frase posible, pero you gotta keep with the groove of the rhythm section, you know. Pero sí hay muchas cosas así en lo ranchero que he escuchado donde, hijo, they're not in the pocket, or they're back phrasing, and by the time ya pasó el tono de la armonía y están todavía, la melodía está en otro tono, you know, things like that. You say, wow, hay que cuidar eso porque es peligroso, pues. Hay mucho choque. Pero no, muy bien. Muy bien. Felicidades, Felicidades.
Preguntaba que you wanted to see if we could do one more song.
Sí, claro que sí.
¿Se acuerdan de Maldito sea tu amor? It's been almost 2 months since we played this. ¿Se acuerdan o no?
Yo sé que no me quieres, yo sé que me
Mira ahora. Good. Buen número ese. Está bueno número ese. Sí.
¿Alguna sugerencia en este? Pensaba meter trío, pero es un bolero ranchero con el dueto.
No, se oye bien con el dueto. Hay un arco nomás que dan. I think they should be up bow. Hay un adorno ahí que queda como al revés. It's towards the beginning of the song. No.
The beginning. The beginning of the song. The beginning of the first note.
Yeah. No, let me. Down bow. Yeah. Good. Y luego entra. Y luego el primer verso. Canta el primer verso muy bien.
Ya sé que no me quieres,
Ahorita
ya sé que me desprecias, ya sé que vas diciendo que no te di nada, que no soy mujer, ya sé que te perdí, ya sé que te olvidaste, recordaste mis caricias, ya sé que te burlaste de todo.
Good. That one's good. That one. Ese remate. Ba, 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 ba. Dale para arriba. No. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba. Eso. Yeah. Yeah. 3, 4, 1, 4. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. Pum, pum. Yeah, short. Eso. Sí, porque pa, 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 pa. It feels like backwards, huh? Ahí se oye like more natural. Pa, 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 pam, pam. A ver, play that one more time. 3, 4, 1. Eso. Era lo único que noté, pero lo demás estaba muy bien. ¡Ay!
Fell off of that one, boom, se quebró el neck. This one during vocal warm-up just dropped it, boom, just.
Wow.
It was only $350.
Se están luchando con los violines. Muy bien.
There goes his driver's ed.
Yeah. Let me hear the introduction, the trumpet intro. Con la armonía está bien. Ahí está bien. You know, even though it's a bolero, doesn't mean that you have to slow down too much your vibrato, eh? Yeah. Da, 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 da. Hear the intro one more time. See, it's a good speed, eh? Play it one more time. See, so what have you done? Still a little sweeter. Try it one more time. Yeah. Y es poquito, but it's a difference, you know? So even, and then the next part. está bien, eso está bien. Yeah, just, como te digo, the more control you have more options to interpret, and change it up a little bit, huh? Porque ayer, that's slower vibrato, ¿eh? Hmm? It's a little faster, with a little different take on it. So it's like you have options and you record yourself and say, oh, me escucho mejor así que de la otra manera, But the more options you have, the better it is. And then it's also good for your teacher to say, you know what, it sounds better that way, right? You have 2-3 different options. Pero está bien, el número está bonito. El número está bonito. Muy bien. Sí. No, Estelita grabó unas cosas muy... También hizo un disco venezolano ella. ¿Nunca lo has oído? Ay, se lo hizo Jesús, vieras qué bonito está. Y unos arreglos de Chucho Ferreira. Yeah, you look for it. Es Estelita Núñez, canta Venezuela. Oh, man. Yeah, hay unos números bien bonitos ahí, sí. Yeah.
Muchas ideas para...
Chencho grabó los guapangos de ella, donde están los 3 consejos y todo eso.
Bueno, entonces ¿es donde vienen 3 consejos?
Sí,
Lo escuchaba, pero no todo el disco.
los 3 consejos, y sí, grabó varias cosas ahí, la del rebozo blanco y todo eso. En 1970, I think they recorded that. Casi 50 años, 52 años, that's incredible. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Una pregunta, a question for you, and you can be totally honest, because that's what we're here for, and I'm going to ask you for your opinion on this. So the whole phenomenon with competitions and with the contests, especially in the Texas scene, there's the concept of just doing it off, completely over the edge. Mm-hmm. And then there's a concept of really traditional and really standard. Where we stand, and kind of in the middle, a little bit of the innovative, a little bit of this, but still sounding on the traditional side. Not losing that essence, but not to the point of everything's going to be just flat out, standard, because a lot of these competitions, you're going up there to compete, and the way it goes, they want to see the technical level, the high level of execution from the students. Would you agree with that, trying to keep a fine balance between the traditional and the innovative?
Yeah, I mean, I think yeah, showing the different levels of musicianship of your group is very important. Yeah, you should do something that's challenging, and you say, órale, y lo tocaron muy bien. And then algo sencillo, muy mexicano, muy bonito, ¿verdad? Porque hay canciones que no necesitan mucho acompañamiento, man. That's going to depend a lot on the judges, right? Hay unos que son más tradicionalistas que, yeah.
We've done some years where we've done some rancheras too. Okay, let's step it back. And when we've had the trumpet section, pues Jesús, que se acaba de graduar, when he got to a level where he was executing in floreado, y hasta él solo hacía lo que quería, eso ya bonito. And that worked really well because you had that song intent, like something like what we played in that Jarocho number, then that ranchera in the middle.
Sí.
And then other years, like this year, their trumpets are still developing that ranchero style, ahí la llevan. So we did that vals
Sí.
peruano, where it's just something a little bit different, and I don't know, I just wanted to ask you that question, porque no sé,
Yeah, I mean, me, like if I were a judge, I mean, I would look at all that. For me, it's a la hora de la hora is how they interpret, and obviously, their showmanship and stuff like that, and the tightness of their group, pitch, y el gusto que tienen para tocar, all that is very important. But every judge is going to be different, man. I mean, what I think is very necessary is for the judges to have a meeting on their own, so they could all be on the same page. Because if they don't meet, va a ser un desgarriate. Everybody's coming, from a different background, and yeah.
And you have those festivals that sometimes there's one panel on one day, one panel on another day, and both different panels are looking for different things.
And that's something that you don't really get in classical or in marching band. You get lo que es lo que es, You know that when you're gonna, like when we used to march when I was in high school, I know that when we were gonna march right there in front of the judges, they were gonna look at us like the way they looked at the band before us. It wasn't gonna change. Y en el mariachi, we still have to, the judges still have to learn, to talk to each other and say, okay, what are we going to look at? Y la capacidad de cada juez es muy diferente, porque el mariachi se interpreta. It's not like one set thing. You got to have judges que son muy capaces de, like I wouldn't judge them on the amount of bow that they're playing. I wouldn't do that because they have a different teacher than the other mariachi, right? So to me, that's not as important. It's more important hearing them play together, playing them in tune. I wouldn't get on them, but you're not using the right amount of bow and stuff like that. Well, what you could do, this is the way they taught me, It's not my fault. Se oye bien, estamos de acuerdo, ¿verdad? So, as a judge, I have to look at that. I can't, give them a 1 or a 2 or whatever. I don't know what the numbers are. And UIL.
Or all of them with a lot of bow, or all of them with a little bit of bow.
See, I mean, even if I weren't like a guy that if I were a guy that just looks for a little bit of a bow, but if I'm seeing everybody playing a lot of bow together and it sounds good, why would I punish them for that?
There's a few out there.
Yeah, well, pues claro. Es que necesitan estudiar esos jueces. Yeah, it's very important that you get, judges que son capaces, ¿verdad? De entender lo que está pasando, ¿no?
Sí.
Yeah.
And speaking of the showmanship, and I know this is just a new phenomenon that's come about from a lot of the high school groups and the high school competitions, because professional groups, I don't tend to see Sol do this, or even Vargas, although a lot of the stuff that Vargas is doing now was stuff that you've been doing for years, and that now they're seeing these students in competitions do that. You hear them do a trumpet feature here and something here. You're seeing Vargas kind of.
But you have to understand that Vargas, that this generation, they were exposed to my music a lot, right? It's different. Carlos was exposed to my music a lot. So Carlos used to go to my workshops a lot,
Yeah.
So, es bonito, ¿no? I mean, a mí me da mucho gusto y todo, ¿verdad? So you see a lot of my influence in his writing, also a lot of Pepe's in his tío Pepe's writing, in Carlos's writing. But it's como todo. At the end of the day, it's the decisions that you make as a director for your group, Y dices, oye, está de muy buen gusto eso sí suena. And you guys are very, very close. Por ejemplo, yo no siento que el grupo suena extraño de ustedes. Lo siento, pero órale, están tocando bien, Pues unas cositas que un arco y, una sugerencia de la armonía, pero todo suena bonito, suena bien, Considerando que tienen chavos nuevos y todo, ¿me entiendes? Suena bien,
Las cantadas, the singing when we have, because it's all part of the show, or the way that it looks when you do a trio, or you come out with, there's one lady over here, one here, one here, for effect, and then they come together.
Sí.
All of that. Would you say that that's valid? Because some people say that's cool, some people criticize it.
Well, this is the people that are close-minded are going to do like that. But you have to understand that mariachis have always been looked upon as mariachis, not as stars. So if you act like a star, the people that are in front, you guys are the front. You guys are the ones selling the song, and the accompaniment are us that are in the back, right? So our job is to really accompany really nice, and you guys, your job is to sell that song to the audience, and you have to sell it like if you're like the biggest star on earth. Porque si ahí están parados así, humildes y no quieren decir nada, pues if you're nervous and stuff like that, people are going to feel nervous for you. But have you ever seen like a singer that looks great and you go, oh my God, but doesn't sound great? It's like, canta feo, pero qué bien actúa. Me tiene así como viéndola. Perdón.
Tiene acompañaron varias veces.
Pues ahí, se ven así bien, te apantallan, dices, but then you start listening, you go, oye, pues no canta medio feo, pero se ve de pocas, ¿no? But that says a lot about your showmanship, so. No, but I mean, los mariachis are always going to be, more on the shy side. They don't want to expose themselves, because it's really, you're exposing yourself. You're opening yourself. And, musical theater is great for that. Eso te ayuda, get out of your shell, ¿Verdad? No, all that is very important, Todo eso es muy, muy, muy importante. But you guys do it, I mean, yo no veo nada mal con eso, Para nada. Now, like I said, it's something that we don't do, Vargas. Our take is another kind of thing, pero lo hacemos poquito, pero no tanto, no tanto,
And really, with the way you see it with these schools, they'll do that more on their numbers, their 3 or 4 numbers for a competition, and that's it.
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff is more, a little more,
Yeah.
por el escenario, por el obvio del
Yeah.
concurso.
Sí.
Pero sí, no, I just thought I'd ask you that, because I know there's some people that, the whole thing with hand gestures, and all of that. I tell the kids, when we tell the kids about Aida Cuevas cuando se presenta, ni muy poquito, ni not too little or too much, just
No.
preciso lo que es.
Cada artista es diferente. José, I'm telling you, man, that guy casi no se movía. Nomás estaba enfrente del micrófono y con una mirada, cambiaba su mirada y you know that the guy was into what he was saying. Estaba viviendo cada letra que estaba cantando. I remember one of the first jobs that we did as Sol, we were at the Dunes Hotel in Vegas, and we were right in the entrance of the theater because José se iba a presentar en el Dunes, el primer mexicano allí, ¿no? Sinatra and all those guys were there all the time. Y José va, and mi primo estaba con la orquesta de José. So we went and we played, and people going in, pero mucho paisano, eh? And I remember going and listening to him sing, and I'm not kidding you. There must have been about 4,000 people in that place. Y cuando cantó esa, amor, amor, que te pintas de cualquier color. Tarararararara. I swear you could hear a pin drop fall. Everybody was like, and his facial, just with his facial expression, nada de esto, nada. But he didn't need to do it, you know what I mean? Because he connected with her, and everybody was just like mesmerized. And the guy was, y ahora ves a Juan Gabriel, y Juan es, ¡ay, qué relajo! Y he wants everybody around him to be, todo el mundo animado. Y José no era así. Juan Gabriel sí era así. Y yo pienso que cada grupo, cada mariachi debe tener su personalidad. And you got to decide, okay, which way are we going to go here, Y nos podemos parar como soldados, sí. But, it's... For me, a mí no me molesta. A mí me da gusto, porque tú dices, okay, that's not an easy thing to do. Because you got to remember all your movements. Como te vas a mover. But I mean, it's more natural than it seems, that you guys are in front. Es muy importante. And with the other, in La Joya, I was telling one of the girls I was singing that all of you guys I'm sure that you guys read the lyric before you sing it, right? So you know what the song is about and the whole thing. But a lot of time a hand gesture could amplify a certain part of the song, donde le da todavía más impacto. So, things like that were very important, muy importante. Sobre todo cuando es una letra así fuerte y quieres que impacte el público, con un movimiento pequeño, lo haces, Miguel Aceves era medio calmadón, nomás levantaba la mano así, y su mechón blanco, era así. José Alfredo era también uno de los que movía poquito, no movía mucho. Lola era siempre así, con su manita así, acá. Lucha no, Lucha era just more of her face, se paraba bonito y su expresión. Amalia lloraba, cantaba algo triste y se le veían las lágrimas. And they were real, they wasn't fake, Una vez le pregunté, oiga, doña, ¿y esas lágrimas son de actuación o son...? ¿Cómo dices? Pepe, ¿cómo te atreves a preguntarme eso? Pues quiero saber, pues que siempre la veo llorando. And I swear, she started reading me just the first verse of a song. And she was just reading and she was crying. ¿Cómo? Ponte a pensar lo que el compositor tuvo que vivir para escribir esta letra. ¿No te da tristeza fíjate, de su estado de ánimo, de nomás decir la letra llorando? And she was real, and she impacted Vicky Carr. And Vicky Carr was very sensitive to see. But she goes, who's that lady with the red hair? That's Amalia Mendoza. I used to see her at $1 Million. My dad used to take me to see her. She impacted Vicky. Fíjate cómo son las cosas. So ha habido muchos momentos en mi lugar, en mi restaurante, donde ya es como el último show, que donde me pongo yo a cantar unas cosas y a mí sí me hacen recordar ciertas cosas y cuando estás cantando es porque tienes que sentir lo que cantas, ¿no? And obviously, right, when you pick and choose what you could sing, what you feel like singing at that moment, that's like the best, you know. Y es muy bonito porque estás interpretando una historia de que quizás ese compositor vivió, ¿no? Una historia. I wrote a song called, ¿cómo se llama la canción? Y la cantamos. We never got through it good for Christmas, you know. Escribí una canción para Navidad. Pues yo no me animé a cantarla porque no la voy a salir, porque voy a llorar. Entonces era muy fuerte. So, Gustavo, si quieres yo me la aprendo. Pues apréndatela. No, también. Llegó la mitad de la canción, estaba yo, no. Okay, I'll try to do the second half. Y yo también terminaba. Y el público llorando. Es que, you know, parece que estás hablando de una persona, you know, the person you love, but you're talking about your mother, you know. And it's Christmas, and you don't have your mother like for the, you know, every time Christmas comes and you've lost your mother some years ago, and every time that Christmas comes, you remember her. So that's basically what the song's about. Pues te duele si no tienes a tu madre, ¿no? It's a hard song to sing. Y por ejemplo, la canción Madre que compuse, Fernando can't sing it live porque empieza a llorar. You know, because he goes, I can't do it. It reminds me of my grandmother. My grandmother, she raised me. Like, oh, gala. Pues ¿qué puedo componer? Ya no puedo componer nada. You know. But es bonito. You know, but you guys are young, so it's sort of different. So you have to use your imagination more, right? And get into a certain character, right? Yeah.
Como esta de Maldito sea tu amor, ¿no? Como la cantó cuando se quebró con su novio y nunca la cantó mejor que esa.
Nunca la.
Es okay, mija, you know, it's part of that.
Yeah.
A veces te que no olvides esas experiencias.
Oh, sí. A mí me tocó con las reinas una vez una de.
It feels different.
I go, what are you doing here? I went to my restaurant and the girls were playing. And one of the girls was in the back. What are you doing here? Vete allá arriba a tocar. Es que me and so broke up. Y le digo, ¿y a mí qué me importa? Eso no es asunto mío. Le digo, tú ve allá afuera a cantar. Le digo, vas a cantar con más ganas. Ahorita no. Dicho y hecho. Préndeme fuego si quieres que te olvide. Méteme 3 balas. La cantó como nunca. No, la hija de Gudiño, Paloma. Pues ella la grabó con la reina. Pero sí, ella me dijo, gracias. Se cantó como unas 5, pero porque es cuando más quieres cantar. Cuando es una terapia para uno, esas cosas.
It happened to me once in a rehearsal where like I actually started crying.
Yeah.
Bawling my eyes out.
Yeah, but that's good. Because if you get into the lyric and it's, you know, it becomes something real and something good, you know.
Lo que le decimos, we get goosebumps when
Oh, claro.
those emotions, and you don't do that on purpose. You can't
No, sí.
feel that, like it happens.
Es lo que tiene Pedro, mi hermano. Él tampoco hace mucho movimiento, pero Pedro tiene algo que te llega, ¿me entiendes? Puedes sentir lo que él está cantando. Es una cosa muy bonita a ver.
Y escuchando a Lisa es como escuchando a Pedro.
Lisa tiene eso también, su hermana, la Gaby, canta muy bien también. Ya, ellos cantan bien ellos. Pero lo que tienen ustedes aquí, las voces que tienen y you know, instrumentally, están muy bien. Yeah, but obviously, the more detail you go through it and, you know, even the better. Pero el repertorio que están tocando está súper bien, you know. But then it's usually for judges, right? It's not for the audience, right? Or it's a balance.
It's a balance because I feel that you have to not take it overboard towards just for the judges, but the things that the audience enjoys too. And some of them are very catchy, and it's always really cool. So
Sí.
It's always hard finding, or not hard, but it's always an adventure finding the right song that connects with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, como esa de la vieja de Surunda Kazurunda,
Sí.
está pegajosa y salen los que your competitors come out of the auditorium singing the song because it's
Sí, claro.
Sí, so les gusta.
Sí.
You know, the audience enjoys some of them.
Claro,
or a lot of
claro.
them, so it's but
Sí.
yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do también for the
Claro,
for as a judge,
claro.
whatever they may be.
Yeah. Y en las letras, ¿cómo te diré? I mean, there's always something in the lyric that the people will remember, you know. In this case, it's, you know, it's something that everybody grows up saying it, right? So to hear it in a song es algo que se te queda, ¿verdad?
And a lot of half of them probably don't speak Spanish, you know, or fluently, you know. My son being one of them, nosotros la regamos en la casa de los chiquitos, grande, un poquito más, y luego un poquito más, ya para el chiquito ya no alcanzó en español. Pero we describe it to him as eeny, meeny, miny, moe. That kind of
Sí, ya.
basically. Pero
Sí, sí.
son letras que se quedan.
Yeah. Y uno trata cuando uno escribe cosas así, uno está, sobre todo lo huasteco y lo jarocho son cosas de vacilada en cierta forma, ¿verdad? Son a veces de doble sentido y todo eso. Pero es bonito tratar de componer cosas de esas, pero como la gente le hace en el pueblo, you just hear, the type of phrasing, their language, the words, their choice of words, the way they say them, it's very, very particular, of that area, those areas allá por Tierra Caliente, allá por la Huasteca y en Veracruz, todo es muy bonito. A mí se me hace muy bonito. Pero así como los boleros que están tocando, la entrada que tienen, los jarochos que tienen, está muy bien, muy bien. Sí. Súper. ¿Este es el grupo completo o faltan un poquito más?
Este es todo. This is the full group.
Ajá.
Little by little.
Sí.
Aquí
Súper.
estamos. Aquí
Sí, muy bien.
lo llevamos.
Muy bien. Felicidades. Muy bien. ¿Gustan alguna otra cosa? ¿Tienen alguna pregunta o están bien? Who's going into, who's a senior right now? So in college, what are you going to practice in college? Are you going to college?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? You don't know yet?
I don't know what I want to do, but I do want to continue Mariachi. If I go to Texas State, I'll
Yeah,
probably continue.
yeah.
For school with a Mariachi, ¿no?
But, but do you want to be like a music teacher or do you want to?
I don't know yet.
Uh-huh.
I put music as my major for right now, but I'm not too sure.
Uh-huh. Good. ¿Quién más? What's that?
I want to go into radiology.
Oh, good.
Yes, but that's music is all I got in my mind.
That's good. That's really, really good. Very, very good. Yeah. I had to deal with a lot of people like that in the hospital, but radiology, yeah, they're, when you don't get sick, you don't even think about people, how hard they work in the hospitals. And let me tell you, I was almost a month in the hospital, and man, when I got out of there, my wife's a nurse, but she didn't practice too much. She only practiced 1 year. She's a registered nurse. And we were like really young when she practiced that, right? But a whole new respect for them, of everything they do, everybody they have to take care of. No, a mí me tenían, no. Yo estaba bien jodido, bien jodido. But after that, I actually invited all my nurses to my restaurant. I bought them all dinner. Go, you guys saved my life, you guys got to come. Fueron todas las enfermeras allí a comer con. But, they saw the worst of me, but they saved my life, and they save a lot of people's lives, I go, wow, I can't believe that. But radiology, that's really good. ¿Quién más is going to college next?
Electrical engineering.
¿Eh?
Electrical engineering.
Oh, ya. Oh, sí, me habías dicho ya. Sí, estás bien.
Y ya va a tocar la Rapsodia, lo reclutaron para Aztlán ahí para tocar
Súper.
unos números con ellos.
Órale.
Muy
¿Vas a tocar el solo de Vihuela? Bueno.
Si me dan chance.
¿Quién más is a senior? Who else is a senior?
I'm gonna try to go into anesthesiology.
Good for you. Good for you. I have twins, a boy and a girl. They're juniors in college, and my son is very talented. He canta muy bonito y toca trompeta. He's very quick. And you're not gonna study music? I never want to tell him study music. You're not gonna go, no, Dad. That music's gonna be a big part of my life. He goes, but no, I don't want to be poor. Así me dijo, amigo. I go, what? He goes, no. He goes, it's just, he goes, I want to have influence. So I want to be a lawyer. He goes, but I want to have influence so I could help people. I go, well, that's a right answer. He goes, you're going to help people? I go, that's good. So he wants to, pero mi hija, his twin, she wants to be a music teacher. And she has the heart for it, right? She has the patience for it, and toca violín. And she wants to be in Reina, so. I go, okay, that's like a no-brainer there, But yeah, she's for her master. She's going to do the music industry, So she wants to know how to run, businesses and stuff like that too, So todo eso es muy importante. That's my daughter Melody studied the music business in Clive Davis School of Music, So yeah, so she's really good. She runs a Christian record label, and she's done really good. I mean, really. She's doing really, really good. So right now it's different. Now it's not about selling CDs. Now it's like how many times do they play you on Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Amazon. It's every time that they play you, even though the royalties aren't like the way they used to, still when they play you a lot, it's good. Like her church, I'm not kidding you. I think she's been there for 3 years, and they made a $200,000 investment. She made the money back for them in 2 years. And right now, per month, just in spins, the amount of time that they play their music is like $30,000 a month that the church makes. But Melody's been running that whole thing for them, So she's been doing really good for the church, It's hay de todo. Yo he grabado como 2 discos cristianos así con cantantes, compositores de música cristiana, pero ranchera, guapangos y de todo. I go, wow, this is really nice, es algo muy bonito.
Pues la misa bien.
La misa.
Sones y guapangos,
Sí, la misa tenía poquito de todo también. Pero muy bien, como siempre, los felicito. When's the next time you guys are going to play?
Pues,
¿El viernes van a tocar?
El viernes en Festiva, sí.
Ah, muy bien.
They ended up with a 5A state championship just a couple weeks ago.
Great.
So vienen todos con coraje porque les ganamos, ya nos quieren ganar. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Yeah. Todo eso es bueno, because to me it's healthy competition, as long as it's healthy competition, it's great, Lo que no es bueno es cuando se pone negativo, then it's not fun anymore.
Oh, sí.
Because it should be fun,
Si no ganan, se salen, no se quedan al concierto.
When they win, we say congratulations. We'll get you next time.
Sí.
After nos hablan. They just leave.
It depends how the stars are aligned that day,
How well each particular group plays.
Pues claro, the song choices, all that has a lot to do with it, También de whoever is who the judges are, Tiene mucho que ver, But I mean, you guys are always there on the top, You guys are always there on the top. How is Eddie doing over there in Fort Worth?
He's doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says some days I'm like, yes, I love what I'm doing. They say, no, I'm gonna quit.
A love-hate relationship, yeah.
It's because it's to do it every day.
Sí, es difícil.
But he won the 6A state championship with his group. Won the 5A state championship and which includes like the Romas, the Rio Grandes, the Ed Couches, all of those. So we had never competed with them because we're a 6A school, but we lost some numbers. So because of numbers, they brought us down to the 5A category, which in the Mariachi world is the toughest one because they're the ones that are built from the ground up. But he's doing good. His group is big turnout around. Mi Marta was doing a great job.
Sí.
Pero pues Eri como quiera pues Eri.
Sí.
So he said, no, give me a couple more years and I'm going to have him the way I really want him. So he said, a ver si duro. Dice, a ver si.
Pero muy bien,
He's doing good.
Oh, muy bien. Felicito. Yeah, it's good because other groups sometimes inspire you to want to do better, Yeah. So are you going to rehearse tomorrow with those guys, with Aslan? Muy bien. Entonces te voy a poner.
Actually, no, I won't be there.
Ya ves. Oh, because you're going to practice here. Priorities. Está bien. The way it should be.
Nos arriba de cambiaron el schedule.